was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass. Time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing.
Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. Eh. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We're gonna live forever, forever. The talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. Eh. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say you need a change, feel that you need it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time. Buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Titan Esports. My name is Loki. I'm joined here by Mr. Honk tonight as he is filling in for us. We're getting ready for draft. This is Vanquisher League. We have Nameless Echo versus XG. Mr. Honk, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you tonight, Loki?
I'm doing awesome. All right, we've got the bands rolling out here. On the side of Nameless, it looks like Senna and Seraphine are going to be banned out. And on the side of XG, it is Master Yi and Rel. Both pretty solid bands on both sides.
No, this is very good. The Yi, I didn't expect as much, just based off of like what's right now in the meta. Senna is broken. Seraphine's a great utility. Rel right now in that jungle is one of those things that has like a really versatile and utility-based clear. She can clear those the void grubs before backing on spawn, and we saw the Karma and the Maokai bans come through for both. And then
I don't think we'll be seeing that
here.
Karma ban for much after this upcoming patch, though.
How do you feel about this first pick, Udyr?
That's a very brave first pick, but there's a reason that they first picked it. We'll have to wait to see in game as to why. But we have the Udyr, Xin Zhao picked on the side of XG, followed up by a Tristana, which honestly I think Tristana's just a solid pick. She's got brings a lot to the team, and she can just destroy turrets.
Kind of confused on Tristana because it's not something that you're currently seeing a lot of comp play. Varus is popular. Xin Zhao has been really popular. Udyr is showing up here and there. I haven't really seen it do much. The blind pick for the Syndra, I'm guessing, is Comfort. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to look at anybody's op.gg's, but Comfort for Marzian, and then the Nico. So a lot of good dive right now for XG, as we see the Alistair band followed up by the Renekton by Nameless Echo.
I think Renekton has been banned pretty often. He's always like a solid pick in the top lane. We do see the Malphite ban come out on the side of XG, and the last ban for Nameless is going to be a Nautilus. Now, I'm surprised to not see supports picked. Like, normally supports are picked, first round. But they went straight for either jungle or top. I know that Zinzao's been doing both solo lanes and jungle, so we will have to see where these guys go.
I'll expect the Zen in the jungle. It's just something that I've been seeing more, and we do see the Ornn come through, so that's a big tanky front line, as well as those additional Ornn items that get upgraded to add that additional gold power at the end of the game when you need it the most.
And we have a Jax pickup on the side of Nameless, so
A lot
I
of
guess,
flex,
yeah, a lot of flex here.
because both Udyr and Jax are currently going in between jungle and top. I would probably say it's probably Jax jungle and Udyr top, because the Jax does get countered by that Ornn unless they're just confident in their Jax. We see the Rakanto round it out for Nameless, Echo, and XG shows the Ahri for the mid lane, showing that it's going to be a Tristana Nico bot lane.
Now, have you heard about our sponsor? We have a sponsor here at Titan, which is ProComps. ProComps is more than just being our sponsor. It's a fantastic app that I think everyone would love. Think of it like your personal draft coach or assistant, whether you're playing solo or with your team. It's nothing like all the other tools that everyone's used to, in fact. ProComps can be used together with any of them as a complement, and you'll understand why. They have incredible features like the ability to create champion pools for players and teams and receive personalized recommendations during the draft. They allow users to create personalized tier lists in addition to the one that they provide in order to allow anyone to make their interpretation of the goal and have tailored recommendations during draft. They deliver automated champion recommendations or allow you to use smart filters for a more tailored approach and have ban recommendations. So, ProComps has hit over 200,000 downloads and has thousands of daily active users. It's user-friendly and free, no paywall, so you can try it out without dropping a dime. You can support them by removing the ads, so why not just give it a shot? Download ProComps, step up your league game. Trust me, you might just be surprised at the edge it gives you, especially during the draft phase. So go to procomps.gg, download it from Overwolf, or click the link in our bio. So that is going to be it, but let's head on over to the Rift as we are going to see some fun and exciting gameplay. All right. So what are we expecting to see? Are we going to have some like early game shenanigans, or is it just going to be your standard 5-point?
I want to say it's going to be the standard 5-point. And we do see now that it is the Jax Jax jungle and the Udyr top lane. So they didn't want to go into those poor matchups for the Jax and kept the kind of tank on tank fight up in the top lane. Early game, I don't really see anybody having great level 1. Maybe XG will have the advantage there. We do actually see the Xin Zhao getting aggressive. Ahri did not start Charm though, so she could only use her W to speed her up slightly and get in. The bot lane of XG also trying to look for some early poke as well as vision. They were able to get vision. XG was actually able to get vision on both buffs, so they will have a clear indication of where Nameless's jungle is going to start. It's actually starting on those raptors.
I think isn't that standard for Jax, or does he normally start buffs?
It ultimately depends. In this case, I would probably delay it so that you're not giving all the information away and just telling um, your bot lane to go to lane. Because right now he hasn't shown on either of those. He's actually being incredibly smart. I think he's going to try for something topside, as he is going to Wolves Just kind of trying to make it so that he gets the timer out. There's a bit of fighting topside. This Udir's getting the better of the Ornn early, first to level 2. With that wave pushing in, might be able to kind of pressure Ornn early on to set him back from getting those upgraded items later.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting like um somebody in top lane to wake up and choose violence. Mid lane's kind of just a let me CS and let me poke you a little bit. Um, I think Tristana is gonna want to slow roll until at least level 3, where they can get some action going.
I think Vision Game is gonna come down in this bot lane for XG with actually
Ooh,
this is big. The XG bot lane, well, Nico and Zinzao has moved in for this red buff. Jax is going to show, they know that they're there. He gets hit by the W, has not chosen to go in. Smite comes down for the Jax. He's going to use the E trying to get away, but he steps back into the root from the Nico, and that's going to be first blood over to the Zinzao. A nice invade by the jungle and support of XG to get that um, first blood over.
yeah, it's very well played. Up in top lane, we see a little exchange back and forth. The Ornn did hit level 4 first, which is kind of surprising, seeing as he got bullied early. Um, I just haven't been a fan of Udyr recently. I don't know if it's just um like his state. I don't know where he is in the meta, but I just haven't really seen an outplay from Udyr lately. So I'm kind of hoping that Nameless changes my mind here. Right, so we're about even CS. We do have Void Grubs coming up. Dragon spawns in about 50 seconds. Nice knock up from the Rakan here in bot lane.
Does look like in the 2v2, Varus and the Rakan is getting the advantage over that Tristana Nico. Um, Nico did help get that first blood, but the laning phase hasn't gone as well for them in the long run.
We do have about 24 Splinters of Wrath on Syndra at the moment. I'll just check that real quick.
Click on the icon on the left.
All right, so what objectives are we looking at? Where are these junglers heading?
It looks like everybody's headed towards those void grubs right now. Ari's moving in with the Zinzao, who currently still has double buffs. The pathing is ahead. They do spot the Jax out, but they're gonna likely know that they're there as well soon. But they're just hunting the Jax right now. The Zinzao goes in, is not going to land the knockup. The root followed up by the charm, and that's going to be a second kill over to the Zinzao. This XG team is just choosing to invade Source Walker's jungle on repeat, and he is just going to start falling behind when it comes to these objectives and control of the map. They're going to need more vision because it's been a complete vision show to kind of pick out Source Walker in his own jungle.
So that's like really unfortunate when you get targeted in your own jungle. Just let me farm in peace. It does look like they may be looking for the Drake here.
Oh, Ari
Ari
might
might,
be out here, as
yeah.
she's gonna have to blow her ult just to get out and make sure that they stay alive. Um, I don't know if the pings were missing there or not for the XG bot lane, or if nobody said anything. Ari ended up face checking that Rakan and Varus.
All right, top lane. Both top laners are level 6 now, so we should be expecting some more aggression then. think top lane will always be a wet noodle fight, if we're being honest.
Unless Udyr goes the Leandry's build, where it's the pseudo tank for the Leandry's. That's the only way I'm expecting them to do damage. But the engage from the Rakan does get the knockup onto, I want to say that was the Nico clone and Tristana. But Jack's trying to sneak in here for a lane gank. Just choosing to back in the first bush. Meanwhile, topside, the Udyr's going in on the Ornn, but I don't think he realizes that that just means that Xin Zhao is going to be right behind him, and that's going to be a third kill. Phoenix Flare is
Jeez.
massive right now in this game, being all over the map and making a huge impact for their team.
I mean, he's got a ton of gold on him. I mean, he's got that the team mat already. And poor Jax is just struggling to survive. He's getting bullied.
Oh,
I think that's the
Udyr
name of this
teleported
game.
back in. Blue Ghost as well, trying to get something onto the Ornn, but I think that was a bit over aggressive there, as he's not going to get anything out of it.
He got
Didn't
a
end up getting a kill. Ornn still got flash and teleport, can just choose to teleport back if needed. But with where this wave is, I don't think it's going to be necessarily. I do want to say the biggest issue I think right now, which is allowing XG to just control this game, is the vision on the side of Nameless. It is dark across the map for them. Just now have they started putting up defensive vision. The Jax finally put down a pink ward after being like, "Yeah, I've been invaded one too many times now. Please leave me alone. I don't want to deal with this anymore."
I see the pings on his red buff. He's like, you know what? I guarantee Xin Zhao's going for that. Udyr is just wanting to step right up to his turret because Ornn's not leaving tower. He's like, you know, you guys have been up here quite a bit. I'm not leaving. Udyr does roam over to place some vision onto the empty red buff of XG.
Xin Zhao's actually snuck in right now. The Rakan's going to face check. The Xin Zhao's already there. The W to disengage as well as the E does get Rakan out, so nothing was blown there to make sure that they're away. But now it's a big ult fight as the Syndra rotates down. The ult's blown by the Syndra and the Nico, as well as Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao barely makes it out alive. Tristana's looking for more. The ult back in. The ult to push the Jax away so that he doesn't stun anybody. Just a series of trades of ults. Meanwhile, topside, the Ornn and Udyr are going back and forth. Both of them at a sliver of health.
Ornn did
looking
miss
for
his
a
ult.
bit more though. He might have been stunned, and that's the reason behind it. Ornn no longer wins this fight if he chooses to take it. He still does have that teleport, so if he wants, he could look to back and then just teleport in. But this empowered stance for Udyr has been helping him a lot in this 1v1, just staying healthy and taking these trades. He hasn't gotten a kill for it, but he's been pretty close so far.
Yeah, there still has been no Drake taken, by the way.
No, it's just the Xin Zhao now showing topside while taking Void Grubs when it's actually the Nico. The Udyr's trying to chase, but I don't think he realizes that the Xin Zhao's there as well. Nico's caught out, gonna get chain CC'd. The Jax will get the kill onto the Nico, but the Udyr will fall in return. Now the Rakan is being chased down by the Xin, but Syndra is here as well. The Jax goes back in, a shutdown for the Syndra onto that Xin Zhao. They're trying to get more onto this Ornn. The ult from the Syndra comes out, but does nothing to the Ornn right now. Ari's trying to get there in time, blows the ultimate as well as the flash, lands the charm onto the Jax, and the Q goes through both the Jax and the Rakan for a double kill.
Wow, that was massive for Ari right there. yes, Zinzao did get shut down, but she's just got a double kill.
Art's looking for more though. I think they're gonna try to dive here. They have the wave coming in. There's nobody there. Syndra misses
Yeah,
the the stun, and it's gonna be a kill over to the Ornn.
nicely done.
Nico came right back up top to say, "Hey, we need to finish up these void grubs." But now it's kind of an awkward stance as the Udyr does get chain CC'd. Now the Nico ult comes out. Rakan's ult in response. They're looking for a brawl. No one has died yet this time. The Ornn ult goes out but is missed again. The
Oh
Nico
no.
gets a kill onto that Jax. The Xin Zhao's looking to potentially dive here as it's just going to be the Void Grubs, which still aren't completely taken, for another kill in that fight.
Um, so it's 2-8 right now. There's about a 2K gold lead. And still no Drake has been taken. I don't
I'm
know
more
why I'm still stuck on this, but I'm stuck on the fact that Drake is not taken. Oh boy.
I'm more impressed by the uh, zeros in the score line for both ADCs. Nothing says, "Hey, just go farm and be safe," than ADCs being zero, having no kill participation at all.
Listen, leave us AD carries alone, man. Um, I mean, I can't believe the state of this game right now. I just gotta say, like, it's it's been a game. That's all I got right now. It's been a game. Xin Zhao does finally go down on that Drake, and he's going to take that uncontested as Jax's top side.
So, Loki, why do you think Xin Zhao did not take the last Void Grub? Because the XG won the fight. They just left the last Void Grub up
Why do you
for
ask me questions like these? I have no idea.
because it was just an interesting move. They must have been just tired of fighting in that section and just said, "Hey, we'll go take."
I
And
mean,
meanwhile, bot lane though, the Nico's trying to go in, but they're not getting enough damage in exchange, and the Q from the Varus does get the kill onto
oh
that
my gosh.
Nico. But Xin Zhao is here. He's looking for another lane gank. A lot was blown in that fight so far. Rakan still has his ult, as well as Tristana, but the Xin Zhao's just gonna back in the bush.
Yeah, you don't really want to waste too much time just kind of hanging out. Ari did roam, but was spotted out on Vision and decided just to retreat to lane.
He's waiting. The W goes wide, but the dash does land. They're trying to get the Bears. He does go down. Rakan wasn't there in time to save him. They do need to be careful as the Jax did show back up, but so did the RA who roamed down before the Syndra. This is just going to give pressure over to XG's bot lane to try to get some chip damage down with that Tristana and that bomb. But it looks like they might actually be looking for more. If this Rakan doesn't back off, they might threaten to dive it.
There's a lot of members here on the side of XG. I feel like numbers is kind of overstaying his welcome, but
No, I think he's fine. They don't. I would expect the Xin Zhao to have backed off.
holy.
Finally, both junglers back off of that section. We did miss a fight from
Okay.
in the mid lane. The Ari and Syndra go all out. The Ari ults in just barely. The flash forward with the auto. Unfortunate flash by that Syndra. You can't flash out of range for that auto. That will follow. A lot of
Wow.
fighting so far.
It makes me nervous that there's no Vision in that river. And they don't. Oh, they do know where Zinzao is at this time.
There's been very little vision this game. that I noticed.
It is 1400 gold, yeah. There's, let's see, where are we at with Syndra? It looks like there's 81 splinters.
Oh, a good gank as well as a setup by Syndra to get the shutdown on the Ari. Right. Ari ended up getting the turret, but the teleport in from the Syndra, followed by the W and Q proc, does just almost deletes her there. Bot lane also fighting down there. The Nico's able to get the kill onto the Varus. The bomb looks like it might take down, and it does take down the Rakan. There's going to be another turret over for XG in the bot side as the Jax and Syndra, as well as Udyr, are looking for this Herald, try to get something out of this. They did get the shutdown onto the Syndra, but this would be helpful in getting some of these turrets down as they're starting to lose a bit of their own.
Yeah, I mean, there are bounties piling up on the side of XG right now. Ari's got the Lich Bane and the Malignance, and there is going to be a fight here. Nice ult from Improvise to start that fight here for Drake.
I think he might be ahead.
Oh, am I? That's...
Yeah.
Yep, I'm switching over. I know. The wizard in the background yelling at me.
Listen, that's what wizards always do in the background.
Yes.
The flash forward from that Nico to set up and get the Syndra CC down. Udyr did teleport in, is trying to provide as much as possible. The ult from the Varus does chain CC quite a few down, but nobody's really healthy to go back in. Just going to be the 1-for-0 with that mid laner for Nameless going down. But Ornn's now here and looking for more. Does get the knock up onto the Varus. The Tristana jumps forward, lands the
Oh my goodness.
bomb to get the kill over.
I feel like this game is quickly spiraling, like right into the hands of XG. I mean, 4 to 14. There's not a whole lot you can argue with that.
We're just taking it further in the mid lane. Flashing in and diving for the Rakan kill at low health. They are going to back off here. The W procced at the right time for the Tristana to avoid the stun from the Syndra. Didn't have the ult up, but it's going to have it up shortly. No, but I do agree. This game is kind of spiraling right now. It was something that was kind of even and then slowly started growing, and now it's just kind of all in the favor of XG, where the Syndra needs a bit more to get those splinters so that she hits her spike, and the Udyr is trying his best, but I don't think that he's getting enough. He's only got magic resist primarily. He's starting to work on, I'm guessing, Frozen Heart there.
Can we get a stat check on the Syndra splinters? All right, she's at 92, so she needs to get to that 120. And I don't know if they're gonna be able to see that 120 if Nameless can't find an angle back in here.
I think they'll
To
be
get at
able to
least
get
some
there.
gold.
It's one of those questions of, will it be too late? Nameless, though, did drop Herald. It's going to get this bot tier 1, but it looks like XG is
Ooh.
just going to potentially pressure this Baron. I
No.
don't think there's any vision there, as the Syndra chose to actually even charge a second time. bot side with the Herald, so she's not gonna be there and is gonna have to teleport in. The Ornn ultimate comes out. He's throwing down the hammer and the forcing out the flash of the Syndra. A
Wow.
big trade.
All right. Let's take a look at this Baron. They're simply melting it on the side of XG.
It's almost gone before anyone even gets there, and it was first the Rakan. The Rakan taunted the Nico into his own team. The Jax was able to get one in return onto the Ari, as well as the Udyr and Varus were able to take down the Xin. So it is going to be just the Tristana and Nico that do escape there with the Baron buff, as well as the Ornn, who is down bot lane fighting that Syndra.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but I think that oops, something happened to my audio. There we go. Okay. I think XG kind of has this game won, but I mean, it only takes one fight to turn it.
They do need to start getting these picks. They need to shut down that Tristana as well as the not Udyr, Ornn. But the Orange is only getting big and tankier, and he's starting to get to that level to upgrade those items. So it's going to be looking more and more grim as those upgrades start coming out. He actually does have one available as we speak, so he could come down and it looks like he's gonna come down and upgrade that. I'm guessing Tristana first. Nico does get caught out here though. No follow-up though, as the poke goes down, but they just back off. And there's the first Ornn upgrade for the Kraken Slayer into the Wormfallen Sacrifice for that Tristana. A bot lane though, a big fight goes over in the 1v1. Gonna rewind this so we can see it in better light.
Oh boy.
We see the Ari just goes in and almost one-shots the Syndra with the Charm QW combo. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, that feels bad, man. That feels bad. But I gotta
Sometimes you just are the character that gets sneezed on, and sometimes you're the character that sneezes on your keyboard and somebody disappears from the map.
say, all right. Oh, that is tier 2 in bot lane. That goes over to XG. This game.
Oh, coming out. Looks like the Rakan's just gonna go down. The Ari dashes in and charms the Varus to go down. Now it's the Jax trying to get out, but the ultimate from the Tristana does push him away, but just enough to get the bomb to go off. Now another kill onto the Syndra. It looks like they're going for it. That's a triple kill. No, a quadra kill as the Tristana takes down the Udyr. And this looks like it's just going to be game for XG.
Yeah,
As it's just the Rakan left to stand to defend the base as they're pushing. It's just an onslaught, and all those Void Mites are just powering on. Nico flashes forward just to add insult to injury with that ult, as XG takes game 1 of the series.
All right, that was a very interesting game. I'd like to see some switch up in the picks. You know, I didn't see the pop off from the Udyr that I really wanted to, but we do have a second game that will be underway very shortly. So, but just look at the damage graphs. Like, I mean, the Syndra did a lot for the team, but I mean, honestly, the Xin Zhao got ahead early. Ari maintained her lead throughout the game. I gotta say, everyone played very, very well, and I'm interested to see what they're bringing out game 2. Are they gonna run it back, or are we going to see some switch up in the drafts?
I would not want that since out for sure.
Alright, well, just bear with us just for a little bit while we take a quick break to get ready for game number 2, so don't go anywhere, we shall return.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass. Time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. Yeah. You'll see it through. You'll see it through. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We're gonna live forever, forever. The talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Yeah. You see it through. You see it through. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We're gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back for some more Titan Esports. I'm Ultravox and I'm here with Loki Bear, and we've got XG versus NEE. Loki Bear, you want to fill us in on how last game went?
Last, a little bit of a struggle, kind of back and forth. Honestly, the jungle had a lot of early game pressure, so I'm looking to see if they're gonna ban this Xin Zhao, because if they let it through again, they're gonna run the rest of the same thing. But honestly, it was really back and forth. But actually, G did take game one in a very clean fashion.
Yeah, so I guess they're going to be the team to watch. They're going to be taking
Absolutely.
away Master Yi and Rel here on the other side. Seraphine and Karma already gone as well. Looks like some of that non-interactive mage focus NE doesn't want to play against, and we got Senna to round out the bans for XG as well. So lots of that scaling. They don't want to deal with it. You said they're playing Xin Zhao. They want to focus on the early game. That scaling's still gone as well. Smolder, the final ban too. I bet everybody's pretty glad we don't have to watch yet another Smolder game.
You know what? I would love
There we
to
go.
start counting Smolder stacks, honestly.
It's a fun pastime. It could be worse. Keeps you interested in it. We have the Udyr first picked. This could be a flex pick between top and jungle. I'm not quite sure who plays it more for XG, but that's just the power of these flexible picks. Speaking of flexible picks, we have the Volibear as well. So obviously more popular in the jungle. Can go top if you want, but Volibear has been fantastic since his last round of buffs.
Absolutely. We do have the Jinx pickup. Now, I'm still uncertain of how I feel about Jinx right now in the meta, but actually picked up Lucian.
Yeah, so Lucian, we see a little bit less Lucian, right? But maybe they're seeing Jinx. They say, okay, well, with Jinx weak early game, want to kind of capitalize on that. So we're going to pick something aggressive. I'm not a fan of Lucian Nami anymore. I know some pro players are, but I think Lucian is great with just those big lockdown, engage characters. Still proc his passive, still get some stuff done. Ari the mid laner for XG, while NEE, they're going to pick up that Silas, and they're going to try to get some more brawling, I would say, coming out of this mid lane. They want to skirmish a lot with this mid jungle, this Volibear, this Silas. Probably a lot of action. Hopefully they're going to be more proactive this game compared to the last one, it sounds like. So I think these
Yeah.
2 picks are highly conducive to making that happen.
We did see Ari, or Unknown Lag take Ari last game. So, and I mean, she showed up great, so not sure how it's going to be in the matchup because Silas got a lot of ults to steal.
The ults don't seem that great for Silas, though. The culling is not awesome. You get Phoenix Stance, but that's also not awesome. I think Spirit Rush is good for Silas because it helps him get more mobility. He can get around the fights faster, so I think that's a really good one to have. But the other 2, they don't really inspire a whole lot of confidence for Silas stealing here. So
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what Udyr does. I just know you like roll your face across the keyboard, and he does like a lot of damage. So
yeah, so he doesn't have an ult, right? He has stances. He goes into different stances, and so you kind of get that the enhanced version of the Phoenix stance, the big storm. But
yeah,
it's not as impactful as other ults, obviously. Giving him the Sona ult though, that's an interesting one. I'm a really big fan of Lucian's Sona. I think that duo has particularly high synergy, and it helps the rest of your team scale after Lucian kind of falls off as well. So that's one that we don't see too often. I think it's really cool that XG is picking that up. They are maybe looking to go slightly ahead in lane compared to this Jinx Lulu that's also going to be focused on scaling, but they're going to be hoping that the rest of their team can pick up the slack later on.
Yeah, I do like the Wukong pickup, honestly.
Sure, yeah. And then so yeah, that's gonna be the draft with Sejuani rounding out the NE composition as well. So NE, they're pretty standard. I guess it's gonna be Sejuani jungle and Volibear top. Sedge top isn't very popular, so I don't think they would want to go for that. But they have a very standard. They're gonna be front to back team fighting, protect this Jinx. We've got 2 beefy dudes and a pretty beefy former prisoner to stand in front of the Jinx, shielded up by everybody's favorite fairy magic as well. So that's gonna be a simple game plan, easy to execute for NE. XG is gonna have a little bit of a tougher time. Their front to back isn't as good. They've got to play proactive picks with this Ari and kind of a guerrilla warfare style focused around maybe vision control. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how this works out for XG.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see more vision control from Nameless, as like that's kind of what they were like lacking a bit in game number 1. So to see like a turnaround in that maybe will prevent all the invades that happened last time. So, but I'm excited to see how these teams execute this team comp.
Yeah, I think that that vision control, that's going to be the big weakness, like you're saying. If NE can't get on top of that, they risk getting flanked by the Ari, by the Wukong, who can send some CC into the backline with the Charm and Cyclone, respectively, of course. The Jinx, you have to be protecting it, so the only real way for XG to get ahead in these team fights is if they get better positioning, they get some kind of proactive pick to prevent the 5v5, or they're playing macro better as well. I think this Udyr is probably going to do very well in the side lane. If it's Udyr top, Wukong, with the removal of Divine Sunder, I'm not as confident about in the side lane versus the Volley or the Sejuani, so not so sure about that. But Udyr has fantastic inherent pushing power. He has % health damage on his ultimate, or his enhanced Phoenix stance, so that helps him a lot when he's pushing the wave, when he's trying to trade with these beefy tanks. I think for side laning, it's Udyr for me. That's got to be the pick to send to the top lane. All right, and I think with that, we're ready to head on to Summoner's Rift, so let's get this one underway. All right, and here we are, XG on the blue side and EE on the red. Let's get it going.
All right, are we seeing any like cheesy level 1s, or are we just gonna do standard 5 points?
So I think that with Silas and Sejuani, that NE actually have a great level 1. They could potentially be looking to make something happen, but Sona, Wukong on the other side don't really have much going for them. Ari, if you have to start Charm, and that's pretty damaging for your lane, it really hurts your wave clear and trading. So it looks like it's just going to be a 5 point anyway. I think that potentially starting E on Silas and stacking up the Sejuani passive on somebody could have been really, really good. I think that's one reason why they chose Sedge Jungle for this, to go along with the melee mid laners, so that they can make sure to stack up Sedge passive really faster than Sedge E passive, I should say, because both Silas and Volibear can accomplish that. Volibear with the W auto resets, and Silas, of course, with his passive that lets him swing very quickly.
All right. I'm not gonna lie, I love seeing the level 1 shenanigans, you know, the invades.
Yeah, I guess we're not having any of those today. They're playing on edge. XG with the lead, NE. They got to claw their way back into the game. They're not desperate enough to try something cheesy level 1, but Casey is going to get chased out of the tri-bush there. Needs to walk back to the turret. That's pretty damaging. That's pretty tough. Starting lane with about 200
Yeah.
HP down. And of course, your support isn't there either. Numbers a little bit late. Not to mention, they got that deep ward, so they're seeing exactly where Sourcewalker is starting. They know that they probably want to full clear to the top side. And even still, Kartana and Improvise are taking some very aggressive positioning here.
All right.
Yeah, just trying to push him off the creeps as hard as possible, denying XP even. It's going to be tough for Casey and Numbers. They're going to have a very tough time. Udyr already doing some Udyr things. Oh! Silas charged up under the turret. Marzion, he went for a very aggressive level 2 engagement, and Unknown Lag just caught him with that charm. Let's see this again. Got the replay. Yeah, he's just gonna hop in there. Those are some max range chains indeed. Cannot walk out of the charm. It's 400 gold straight Uber Eats to the pocket of Unknown Lag. That's probably a little bit disheartening. Yeah, let's hope that Unknown Lag is tipping the driver after that one. So mid lane might not be going so well. Marzion already had to TP back. It's going to be a pretty large disadvantage. Unknown Lag can just dump some spells, try to push him out, get that HP advantage from being ranged as well. Sourcewalker's clearing a lot faster than Phoenix Flare, and they're going to different sides, so they're not going to end up interacting a whole lot either. So far, it's just this massive lead in the mid lane, massive lead in the bot lane as well, with huge prio already generated for XG. And then top lane, these are just some tanky guys slugging each other back and forth.
What noodle fight?
Exactly, yeah. They're going to be focused on clearing the creeps. I think it's really great that... Oh, Kartana getting super aggressive here. He's putting that damage into Casey. Will not be able to finish off that kill, but the heal has been used up by Numbers to prevent Casey from getting down too low. Very aggressive from Kartana and Improvise. They're playing this lane exceptionally well. This is exactly what I wanted to see out of Lucian Sona.
Interesting pair up. I've actually never seen a Lucian Sona, but it seems to be working out fairly well into this Lulu.
Yeah, so the trick is that all of Sona's abilities will proc Lucian's passive because she buffs him up or gives him some extra. Ooh, Marzion is charmed up again. Takes a lot of damage. All the while, Kartana got a kill on the bot side. We had a dive down there. It looks like a 1-for-1 trade. We'll watch this one back too. Yeah, they've got a little decent wave. Phoenix Flare is just gonna walk up. It's gonna go around the traps and just start this one off. Improvise has to drop turret aggro. They will. Kartana really greedy to walk back up there and try to attack the turret plate.
I wasn't sure what was going on there, but
I think Kartana probably could have stayed alive if they just walked out, but sometimes the greed gets us.
To Lulu.
Yeah, maybe they wanted the shutdown to go over to the Lulu, or
Right.
not the shutdown. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just really big brained. That's what we're thinking there. I like the dive though. Really gets things rolling for Kartana and Improvise, so they're definitely sitting pretty down there. Phoenix Flare looks like they're heading back up towards the top side. Probably going to start off trying to get these grubs. Big wet noodles up in the top. Those guys, they're not accomplishing much.
No, they're just slapping each other around at this point.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a pretty average handshake for Grubs and for Strake. Sourcewalker started on the bot side, so they're going to be heading back down there for their first respawn of camps as well. They're signaling that they're going to Head back towards the top side, actually. I guess everything respawned in time. They're going to be able to clear all the way back up, be in position for grubs if they want. Maybe Phoenix Flare is going to instead try to go for this dragon. But I think getting these early objectives pretty soon here is very important. Yeah, I think Sourcewalker, they're sticking around looking for an opportunity. I'm going to find something, not level 6 yet. They know they can stack up their stun pretty quickly with Silas's passive.
I feel like Marzion really, really wants unknown lag. Like, he's just like dead set on like getting this hard.
You know what? I don't blame him.
What?
Hearing from the word of God that some revenge for a Syndra game is in order. So see if that that actually comes to fruition. Sourcewalker hitting those grubs, just whacking the grubs. Grubs going down with no contention. Phoenix Flare walking to the bot lane. He smells blood in the water. Those are 2 half-health squishy characters down there in that bot lane. But they're forced to give up this turret, forced to give up that massive wave. Really like that from Phoenix Flare showing up, being aggressive before he can start off this free Drake here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot in the bot lane for, what side is XG in? Yeah, that is XG, okay.
XG is blue side, yeah.
They're still keeping up the tempo from last game.
Yeah, I think that the aggression that Phoenix Flare is showing, just these constant bot dives, this is something that's really underrated in compositional play, even though I think that it's incredibly powerful, just enforcing your lead, helping out your strong lanes. We can see that Kartana already has 20 CS up over Casey, and so that lead is only going to grow. They're basing, they got the Shard, a few long swords, probably going towards that Storm Razor for that extra burst power.
It's interesting. That Storm Razor got it.
It's not bad. I think that this game, it's maybe less good than Kraken Slayer because there's 2 incredibly beefy tanks on the other side, right? So poor Lucian's probably just going to be sitting there shooting away at him the whole time, plinking away. But yeah, I think this is good versus the squishy, remember? So versus like the Lulu, the Jinx, the side is the bottom side. If that's what they want to index into, they're going to have a tough time killing the tanks. But like I said, maybe they just want to avoid front-to-back team fights altogether.
Just chase the Jinx down.
Chase the Jinx down. Yeah. Yep. They definitely could with the Sona speed. Improvise. They get rooted up, but Kartana's just dashing forward. Pops the culling. Doing a good bit of damage there. Gets the heal out of numbers once again. Just brutalizing this poor bot lane duo, making sure they can't walk up at all. But Silas, it's Marzion heading down towards the bot side. He's hopped over the wall. Kartana and Improvise have no idea. They're just stepping up here. They're going to try to trade. Casey taking so much damage, they will go down. Now Marzion has entered the lane. Heal popped early. It's a stun from Marzion with the stolen Sona ultimate, and he will collect that kill, but no more to be found as they call off that play. Kartana stays alive. On the top side, Rover's just barely surviving. There's no Volibear ult to dive underneath this turret, but Phoenix Flare is here. Instead, it's just going to be a lot of burst damage to take out Rover, who was just at a little bit of HP, and that's so much damage from Phoenix Flare as well. He's going to bonk the bear on the head and collect 300 big ones.
Wow. I mean, I guess you just have to let Volibear cook. I mean, he's not gonna have his spike until he starts to get those items. So just let him cook.
Yeah, he's stacking up the tier. He's going towards the Fimbulwinter and gonna have that Spear of Visage soon. I like the early investment into anti-heal from Rover though to try to shut down a ton of that healing. We're about to have a big skirmish in the bot river here, so can we look at that? All those pings on the bottom side. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Sourcewalker's just chasing down Improvise with a very nice sidestep though. They get slowed down by the Lulu, but Unknown Lag caught up. They have to use the Spirit Rush to get away. Living with sub 100 health. Dragon's up at 2 minutes. Nothing else for Sourcewalker and the crew to take here besides the Scuttle Crab.
All right. So it's 4-3. We've got about almost 1k gold lead. It's close.
Yep. 1k gold lead. all things considered, this isn't too bad for
No.
kind of the gameplay that we've been seeing with Phoenix Flare enforcing these bot dives with that kind of scuffed engagement from the mid lane from Marzion as well. Definitely could be worse for NEE here. They are hanging in there. They're doing great. They're about to get 6 grubs.
That's
Unless
massive.
Phoenix Flare has something to say about it. He's going to walk up. He gets the Cyclone stolen, ripped straight out of his body by Silas's chains. Rover hover around here. Doesn't want any piece of that action. Instead,
Nope.
just gonna watch him. Gonna let him walk away. Marzion's over the wall here. In fact, he will be stunning him up.
Oh my-
There goes the bola as well. It's a pretty easy kill. All 3 ultimates expended for it though. But ultimately, NEE walks away satisfied with that one.
I mean, hey, it puts that gold lead right into the favor of, well, it's still in the favor of XG actually. I was all excited for a minute, but they're hovering close. It's only a 500 gold difference.
Yeah,
I would really like to see NEE bring this back.
I think that it's definitely possible. They have tons of scaling on their side between Silas and Jinx, plus the Lulu. So, definitely possible if they're able to keep this one close, that they start pulling away eventually. I think a lot of it is going to come down to how they deal with the early 1 and 2 item spikes from Lucian around these next 2 dragons. This is going to be the key part. If they go too far down here, if they lose these fights, I think they're in dire straits, but they stay even or even win them, they're in a great spot.
Jinx just needs to get that farm up a bit. Lagging a little bit behind here, about 30 CS down.
Well, of course, it is tough when you get dove a few times in
Yeah.
the early game.
When you're getting bullied in bot lane, you can't farm.
Yeah, of course, and I think across the board, everything else is looking pretty decent. We have CS leads for Heathen and Sourcewalker. They're both managed to find themselves an advantage. Rover, pretty far down, farther down than I would have expected, but still staying decently competitive. It's about the same CS gap between Cartana and Casey as it is between Rover and Heathen, so it's pretty interesting. Second drink goes down as well.
We do
No
have the
contention.
Hex Tech portals, though.
Yeah, lots of room for funny stuff with that. Can I get out to these fights faster? Rover trying to get out of here. It's Unknown Leg that's knocked up by the Arctic Assault. They're trying to get out of there with the Spirit Rush. Rover, he's tanky. He's trying to ignore the CC, but he doesn't have the activated ultimate, the awakened form, so he's just going to go down again. 3 deaths for the poor Udyr so far. Just dogpiling that guy. Bear piling him. Boar piling. They have a lot of animals. This is an animal-centric game. Anyway. Sourcewalker getting aggressive here, taking away this blue buff, but Unknown Lag's gonna show up and stop him. Yeah, I guess with Dragon not on the table anymore, nothing really to fight over. I mean, the Rift Herald could be something. Marzion walking away, no auto attacks from Cartana to slow him down. Maybe just barely out of range there. I don't know. We have everybody grouped
they're
up.
grouping up, so.
They want the Herald. They must really want it. It's spawning right about now. Just saw the recall from Heathen. Phoenix Flare is going to be starting it up. They saw him walk on, but nobody's there. Nobody can
It
fight
looks
him.
like there's a bit of a rotation because Rover is down bot side now.
Yeah, and I think this is
protecting the turret.
very proactive from XG here. They're putting their weakest member, their side laner, down to the bot side so they can grab the Rift Herald. Numbers isn't really accomplishing much from being here, so I really don't like that they haven't moved yet. If they shift this bot lane duo towards the mid lane and they have somebody else side lane versus Udyr, I think they can accomplish a lot more. But it is more dangerous. So maybe they're trying at all costs to funnel more CS into Jinx. He missed a turret!
Oh no!
He missed a turret! Oh my gosh,
No,
and that's so much damage.
Trevor
Put in an improvised. Cartana's still alive, still trying to dish something out as well. Flashing forward, kills Marzion with the culling Source Walker. He will be stunning him up, hitting him with the bola. Nice sidestep from Cartana, but Numbers has now arrived. Finally, Cartana just will exit out of the top side river. Flashes that thumbs up. They know they've done pretty good. Terrible driving accident there as Phoenix Flare drove that one like Like, you couldn't
No,
even see the turret.
He didn't have his driver's license. It's okay.
It looked like it hit. I'm really surprised that it didn't. I mean, maybe he's surprised too.
I mean, at first I thought it went through the turret, and I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh well, could have been something funky going on there. But nonetheless, Herald play pans out. Gonna rewind it, or are we gonna see it again? Nah, we don't. Something funky happened there. So I'm satisfied with that explanation.
Yeah, we can keep it as it happened.
Next up is gonna be Dragon in a minute 30 though. Unknown Lag can join with teleport, or they can just walk down from the top side already if they want to give this turret. Go ahead and collect that blue buff. Wow. The bot lane duo from XG secures further mid lane prio. Now that this mid lane turret is gone, it's really scary for NE to walk around in their bot side jungle here. It's a lot of control already gained. You can see that they're sweeping out the vision, trying to put out some more forward wards as well, trying to catch NEE on these rotations. Sourcewalker is going to be pretty late, taking a pit stop to do this red buff. 45 seconds means that Phoenix Flare is going to have full control of the pit, but they'll have enough time to get over there. Marzion, tons of damage onto the Ahri. He's going to be following up with the Spirit Rush of his own. Gets a lot of damage. Charmed up onto the turret! It's going to be a trade! Keeps eating those charms. It's really tough when you have no choice. It's very linear. Silas needs to go forward, and so it's super easy for Ahri to hit the charm, of course. It's 1-for-1. Both of them have teleport to get back to this fight. But of course, very difficult for NE to face check this.
And gold-wise, it looks like I mean, there's only a few hundred gold difference in the mid lane, so.
Yeah, they're both pretty even. I think Malignance is probably a more powerful one-item spike at this point. But
Yeah.
Kartana's, he's just running in there. They missed the Sona ultimate, but the Sedge ult also goes wide. It's a double TP that's about to arrive. Phoenix Flare knocking a few of them up. They've got to keep Kartana safe. Nobody's really getting onto him. He's staying safe. Unknown Lag running some interference to the backside as well, really making Casey sweat. Instead, it's a kill already that goes down. Spirit Rush of the wall charms up the Silas. It's XG that know that they've won this fight. They know that they can just head down to this dragon. Marcion taking so much damage. If he hit that E, it was a death sentence for sure. But I like this from NE. They're putting some pressure. They know they're weaker, but they're wiggling around. They want to put pressure on this mid lane turret. It's fine though. Kartana, Phoenix Flare starting up this dragon. They're not wasting any time. Really smart for those two to head over there, sending just Unknown Lag and Rover to defend that mid turret. XG got everything they needed to out of that fight, and Dragon.
Oof. I mean,
So yeah,
that is a
3
good Drake for XG right now.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Hextech Soul is still one of the stronger ones, and only one dragon away from claiming that soul.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Right, we see a turret goes down here. So
Yes.
NE just needs to start getting some gold in their pockets across the map, whether it's turrets or playing for picks.
Yeah, I think in terms of gold, they're still pretty even. It's still about a 1k difference, which is pretty surprising for this point. But the dragon is
Yeah.
what matters. That must be avoided at all costs, giving Dragon Soul over. The next fight for Drake will be critical. NE, they don't have room to fumble anymore after that. It needs to be this next one, or else they're in a really bad spot. This Lucian build is very surprising as well,
Yeah.
given the team compositions, but it's been working out so far. Oh, big stun onto Improvise. Gonna be going straight down. Kartana cleanses and dashes up the wall. Improvise still alive somehow.
Oh my
But they'll
gosh.
finally go down to Source Walker's big flail slap to the face. Kartana survived that engagement. He's gonna get a few more auto attacks. KC fast with the passive. Ooh, now NE, they have their sights set on Baron. Paying around the Udyr, they know he's still bot side. No, they're just gonna be moving up for this pick.
Yeah,
Unknown
they
lag.
want Ari.
Yeah. Unknown lag is just walking straight into Sourcewalker, popping the Spear Rush pretty early on. Going for the Hex Gate. Okay, but Marzion can just walk
Oh.
straight over. Okay. Canceled it. They're going to be heading over to this fight. This is kind of crazy. Now they're here to assist their team. Casey can't really walk forward. In fact, they get charmed up. Phoenix Flare is just over the wall here now with the Cyclone, knocking up Sourcewalker. Kartana is really far forward and will pay the price with their life for their mispositioning there. Sure, they get the kill, but that's a big shutdown going over to Marzion. Still is holding the Ari ultimate. Look at how much ground he's able to cover. Trying to get in onto Improvise and Phoenix Flare here, but he's charmed up. He's CC'd and immediately bursted down. Tried to get aggressive, but he did overstep. 2 big misplays, 1 on each side. Means that XG still comes out on top.
All right. No.
Well, you said you would hope we would get some Hexgate action and allowed Unknown Lag to hop into this fight just at the right time. Are you satisfied, Loki Bear?
I'm very satisfied, thank you. Like this is what I wanted.
This was very creative. I gotta say, I've seen very few fights executed like this. Super cool that the Hexgates enabled that for Unknown Lag. I really think that's awesome. Playing the map to the strongest advantage possible. Now they're taking this bot lane turret as well, setting this one up. They know that it's very difficult, that the respawns have to come in for NEE. They're all going to reset. Baron should be the next thing that everybody's focused on.
I'm a bit confused by this Jinx build.
All right.
With the Static Shiv.
So they're playing for wave clear, and I think that's pretty smart given that it's difficult for Silas to clear waves. Volibear's probably going to be side laning and TPing in. I think it's all right. It's a solid first item. I think it's statistically good on Jinx. I think they're going for that Kraken Slayer up next. So a little bit of a delay before the Infinity Edge. We're not going to be seeing that second. And that's all right. I think that this is... I'm checking now, and this is actually statistically the strongest build for Jinx. Huh. Super cool.
Wow.
So Static Shiv going to give that early wave clear power, I bet. And then Kraken Slayer, that extra attack speed and consistent damage onto tanks.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So pretty cool there. Lucian going towards the Infinity Edge. Still hasn't finished 2-2 boots. He's just spending a lot of money on those core items. Rover, he's a certain dominance. He knows he can get out with that blast cone. He's just keeping vision. Like that little cheeky guy over there. Just saying hello. Forcing Casey to clear these waves. Baron, they're going to start it up. Just going to rip that worm open.
Rip off the band-aid. Start the Baron.
Yeah, I think that it's a little bit less painful unless Sourcewalker comes and makes it so. They have vision with the control ward over the wall, full knowledge, but the Baron's already dropped to 4k. Jinx Rocket comes in, it's down to 2,000. Who's got the smite?
Oh
It's the
my-
steal from Sourcewalker as they make it over the wall, but it was a one-way trip. The hero play from the Sejuani on NEE secures the Baron for the rest of their team. And I guess that's what happens when you burger flip it.
I mean, there you go. That was a great steal by NEE there.
Yeah, look at this flank though. Forces a TP out. It's gonna be TPing right on top of him. Rover, the entire rest of the team was zoned away, so he does die in the back line. Now Heathen has joined the fight. Marzion can't land the chains, but Unknown Lag is here too. It's a 4v4. Casey lands a slow. Kartana trying to get out of here. Slowed up by the red buff. Has to dash away. Unknown Lag on the back side. What can they find? Chains miss. Marzion misses Phoenix Flare. Goes in and clones out. Casey's Ghost should be running out pretty soon. Unknown Lag just holding this position. Charm misses, but a little bit of damage onto Marzion. Forces Ari away from the fight. Positioning from Volibear and Silas. Dragon is now the thing to fight over the next objective.
Yes.
And Sourcewalkers respawn a lot faster. Rover has to TP in when he spawns up. Charmed is the Volibear, but he's ulting. He will stay alive. Phoenix Flare, that was the clone that went down. Rover, his TP manages to get in. Unknown Lag, dancing in and out of this fight. It's the big Udyr Storm that's slowing everybody up. Marzion, he's golden. He's buying some space for his team. But Kartana is alive. Big Cyclone knocks up 4. Casey's doing as much as they can on the backside, but it is just not enough. Their team will be steaming steamrolled by XG as it's a double kill. I think it's a triple kill for Kartana. They're going to go huge here, claim this Dragon Soul for XG, and now it's very hard for them to lose this game.
Yes. This is very hard. They just made this game tremendously harder for NEE as well, so all members are down. They're just gonna push right down mid lane.
Yeah, despite everything, despite the Baron going over, despite having to play that front-to-back team fight, even at a slight man disadvantage for a little bit, XG come out on top. Their team fighting looked beautiful. Unknown lag, dashing around, getting that damage off, getting out of danger. We got to watch out for this TP on the backside. I don't know if this is going to pan out. Marzion, they saw him place the ward. He's ready to go. He's dashed through these minions, though. We'll be trying to get on to improvise. Not quite able to make anything happen. The chains do hit, but now he's in the middle of 4 people. He's just going to get bursted.
Oh.
It's so sad. Tried to make it happen. Now Kartana's doing a ton. Unknown lag on the backside. He's going to be getting these resets, Casey. And no choice but to just fall down to all that damage that Rover and Unknown lag are providing. Triple kill for the Ahri. Heathen is the next one to fall as Improvise collects that kill for the second ace in a row. I think that's all they wrote. 30 seconds on the respawn timers.
I mean, that escalated very quickly.
It sure did, yeah. I respected Marzion trying to catch him when they had no HP, they hadn't bought yet. It was as good a time as they were ever going to get. But he just went too far forward. The rest of his team couldn't catch up, and I guess that was that. XG! They're going to take home this series.
Oh.
2-0.
Crazy game.
Yeah, very dominant performance out of XG. I thought they looked fantastic. Phoenix Flare providing that pressure on the bot side. Unknown lag, extremely clean as the game progressed. These guys are a force to watch out for.
Yeah, this is definitely not a team that you want to sleep on. They showed up twice, and they played extremely well both games. Especially Unknown lag in the mid lane. I got to give them a shout out because they played exceptionally well in already both games. So props to you. I know Krim said that I had to give you a little bit of grief, but I mean I can't when you play like that. So. Yep,
I've got basically no qualms with how they played that one. That was pretty good, pretty damn clean. And yeah, NE, they were no slouches either. Just overstepped a little bit. They had some good ideas, but the execution just slightly wasn't there. A few things to clean up, and I'm sure they'll be looking great as well. But yeah, XG, big winners today. They're going to take this one home. We hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. Dear audience, please tune in again tomorrow for some more Titan Esports action. This has been Ultravox and Loki Bear, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Good night.
Make me touch the sky when I'm down. 'Cause when I'm with you, I'm fine. When you go, I'm sad. I like my life with you. 'Cause you're one love. And I'm not saying lies. You're my heart. You make me feel alive. I feel crazy. Make me smile. Smile from the can't fly. Like one love. And I'm not saying lies. I feel crazy. I'm not saying lies, I feel crazy. I'm not saying lies, I feel crazy. I'm not saying lies, I feel crazy. I was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing. 'Cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the interview desk. I am the broadcaster Sharogan. I had the pleasure of controlling y'all's games this evening, and I have got Phoenix Flare on the interview desk for Titan Esports. Phoenix Flare, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
I'll bet that was a pretty strong showing y'all put out there tonight, and even with a sub that you usually don't have in the mid lane, no lag.
Yeah, it was definitely like unfortunate Prim couldn't make it, but Bush is the GOAT. Like I've played with him a lot. I've dueled with him a bunch, so it definitely felt like I still had a lot of synergy going into that game, and he really popped off for us, which was great. Like his Ahri is just insane, especially at the last team fight there. He just found like the angle to really just take over that fight.
Yeah, it sounded like y'all had some absolute total dominance during that game. It was pretty amazing. What was your kind of prep going into this game up against Nameless Echo?
So we did do a bunch of prep on like how their jungler likes to play and like tracking and sort of stuff. Like his type of pool seems more like mine. He likes to play like bruiser fighters, and we kind of like I wanted to punish it based on if we like took the early Xin Zhao, so he'd probably either look to like play like Jax, Wukong type of thing, and I understand like they're weaker earlier than the Xin Zhao, so like that was kind of like the plan game one to force him to start like topside pat down, then go for that sort of invade. Also, like after last week where we kind of like threw, we definitely needed to lock in, so we were taking it extremely seriously. It's like we lose our playoffs chance if we lose, so we're all just keeping it like 100% locked in.
Yeah, so I guess you are starting to sort of feel the pressure as we get deeper into this split. Is there any particular team out there that you feel like poses a major threat that you got to watch out for? And will you be able to take down Dorado Gaming, which I know that our caster Sater, who was not able to make it tonight, would absolutely love to see?
So we beat Dorado 2 weeks ago. When we played against them. They were pretty good. It was a back and forth scrim. Like, it was actually close, but we ended up winning. I honestly can't remember if Azir was disabled or not, but that was definitely like a huge blow to their mid laner, so it kind of made it a little bit easier. The team that we're looking forward to play is like, I'm really looking forward to TPS because I really want to face Iconic because he's like a rival of mine, and I know he's really looking forward to it, and it's our final week, so they're also kind of blocking us for the guaranteed playoff spot. So for sure, like, both teams are pretty hungry to win to get in there, so I'm excited for that match.
I bet it definitely sounds like something that'll be pretty exciting, something to look forward to. Is there anything, I don't have too many questions. If you have any trash talk you want to get out here for the rest of Vanquisher League to let them know that XG Dragon is just going to come and burninate the countryside and take them out, anything you want to throw out there?
I don't really have too much trash talk, honestly. Most of like the teams, or like at least the junglers in this league this season, I have a lot of respect for. Like, they're really good. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I still consider myself really good, maybe better than most. I know Kapitai smashed me when I played him, so I definitely want to get him back. I think Dorado's jungler Barnes is really good. Iconic, like, I've beaten in scrims, he's beaten me in scrims. Like, it feels really close, and I kind of just like how competitive it is. So it's like, I don't really want to trash talk because I think everyone's really good this season. It what makes it so fun for me. It's like every game is, I don't think I'm just gonna roll that team, right?
Yeah. Well, that's a very polite and an awesome attitude to have. I wish more competitive players had that attitude, because I know sometimes it gets a little too hot for some people's blood.
I agree. I think like some people take it a little too far, but I mean, that's what gets them into it as well. I think when people trash talk, it makes them want to win more. So that's one way of hyping yourself up.
Well, other than the craziness that's happening in chat right now, which we're going to completely overlook, I want to say thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. We greatly appreciate you watching. Thank you, ProComps. We greatly appreciate all of your support. And Phoenix Flare, thank you so much for doing this quick little interview with me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. It was fun.
All right, folks. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out the stream for the night. Have a wonderful evening, and we will catch you on the Rift.
Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.